Hello, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me. Carrying on with my winter journals. Gosh, I've got such a mess on my desk, you honestly wouldn't believe it. So when I left you last time, I was making this pocket, or this flip, to go in one of the journals. And I got myself a bit bamboozled as to what I was going to do. So I've sat myself in a dark corner and I've thought about it for a little bit of time. I'll just level you up a bit. And I think I know which way I'm going with this now. I'm sorry it takes me a while. I get there in the end. So what I want to do, this is the lovely papers from Lorna at Tailor Made Journals. And it just reminds me of snow and snowballs and things. So I like to use it in a winter journal. So I'm going to put that on here. This reminded me of icicles. I know they're going in the wrong way, but I liked it. So that's going to go on there. So I hope you're all okay. I'm hoping to get these journals finished as quickly as I can. I've got so many things that I want to make, and I think that's where I come unstuck sometimes. I see things and I think I'd love to have a go at that, or that's a theme that I would like to do, and then I panic myself because I can't do everything as much as I try, and then I feel I let people down. Silly, isn't it? But hey ho, that's the way it goes. So I'm going to try this year not to get myself in too much of a state if I can't achieve what I want to achieve. So I'm going to stick that on there. Don't want to fold it yet, because if I do I'll still get a ridge there. It is a little bit wider than I needed it, but that's okay because we can trim it down afterwards. I think I want this, let me just think where the crease is. The crease is, just going to put a little mark to remind myself where the crease is, because I don't want this to go onto that side. But I think if I put that on there, that'll be okay. I'll just trim it a little bit. Do any of you get confused what you're doing? I know I want to make something, and I knew I wanted to make this pocket, but my brain doesn't think through what it wants to do before it starts. I think the other thing that I do that confuses me is I like to print, once I've done my journal pages, I like to print the kit again so that I can use it in the journal. The crease is there, so yeah, I'm far enough away. And then I end up with so many pages and so many papers, I get really confused as to what I want to use. And because I've used a mix of papers in these journals, I don't want to, if possible, double up on them. I'd like them to be different, to, not reuse the same image in the same journal. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but this bit I've cut, as you can see, wider, because this is going to be my flip into the journal. So I've done a little pencil mark, and I think that I'm just going to do, you're not really going to see that. You're not going to see the pencil mark because I'm going to glue past it, but I'm just going to, sorry, I'm bumping you, aren't I? I just want to put a little bit of ink on there so that when it's folded, it's not bright, stark white. Sorry, my glue book, my gluey papers, gluey already. Let's turn it over. There we go. So I'm going to put glue on here. And I'm debating whether to stitch round this or not. I might end up doing, I don't know. That's going to go on there. Sticky it down. And then that will be, I know there's too much of it at the minute, but that will stick that way, won't it? That's why I think I need to stitch round it, because that it's going to be like that. So that's going to be this, yeah, that's going to be the hinge that's going to stick down. It is, it is. I just need to leave it to dry and not mess with it. I think I'll put that up there. Just a little bit that I had laying around. I know it's too big, but I can cut it down in a bit, in a little minute. I'll just cut that bit so it's not quite so big. Okay. And if it's dry enough for me to cut off those extra bits. Just so I can see what I've got. Oh, I lost my cutter. Down this one. And then I think I just need to set this aside just to let the glue before I start messing with it. I have got a couple of pockets that I want to put on it, but I don't want to mess with it while it's wet, because that's where I often go that bit wrong. So that's the inside, that's going to be the flap, that's going to fold over. Will it be dry enough for me to put the pockets on? I've got a pocket to go on here. That's just some of the, gosh, look at the state of my fingers. Some of the leftover tracing paper that I'd copied. A bit left over, and I thought that might be nice on there. And then I've got a little, it's a vellum pocket that I've put through the Big Shot, and some paper that I've also done so that you can see snowflakes through it. It's just a little pocket to go in there, so I'm going to do that. Do I want to bend it now? Too late, I've done it, haven't I? So that's going to open like that, and it's going to open like that. Yep. Okay. That's going to stick on there. I find it difficult to stick tracing paper sometimes, but I need to think about where am I going to stitch that. I don't particularly want to, but I think I will. So I'm going to go and stitch all the way around it. I'll put that on afterwards, but I'm going to stitch this pocket on the back. So yeah, I'm going to go and stitch around it and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I don't know if you can see, I've just done a running stitch all the way around it. I've stitched that pocket on. The reason I've backed it with paper is I find that the tracing paper, once I've punched it, embossed it through the machine, it kind of rips. So I thought by putting it on that paper, it would be a little bit more substantial. I want to put that on there. There's a little pocket, and I'm using double-sided tape. Will I regret it? I hope not. See if I can get hold of it, that is. 1, 2. Fiddly or what? 3. I don't know why I'm counting. Who knows? Oh gosh, I've got a little bit stuck on there, look. Probably not a good idea using a blade, Carol. That's it, gone. Okay, now I've got the sewing down there and I've got the edge there, so I don't want it to... The trouble is with double-sided tape, once it's down, isn't it? Just want that to be firmly on. I'm not going to put anything big in it because it is only, you know, it's only tracing paper. So just a little something. Too big. Too big. See, that would slip in there nicely, wouldn't it? And you can see it below. Even one of the smaller ones. That's quite pretty. So I'm just going to leave that there to remind myself. Ooh, got that one there with the little child skiing. No, it's not quite big enough, is it? That one fits better. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave that in there. I might find something else, but I'm going to leave that there for now. Get rid of those. This pocket, I want to make a tag to go in it. And I think I'm going to put that, make a tag with this on. So that's going to go there. So let me take those two out a moment. And shall we see if it fits? This is the one, I've got some of Amy's lovely snowflakes as well. I don't know if you can see them. So I'm going to be using those. That's the way, isn't it? So that's going to go on there, like that. It's going to go there like that. And then it's going to flip out like that. Sorry, you probably can't quite see me. But it works. It does work. So I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to go for it. I might try and just ink that a little bit. Whew, this one's really tested me, I have to say. But there's so many things that you can do with an envelope. There really, really is. I wonder if I should have strengthened that, but it's too late now, isn't it? But all you're going to do is slide a tag in and out, aren't you? It's not like you're going to pull and tug at it, is it? Put the lid on that. Glue, glue, glue. Can anybody see it? Oh, it moved all the way over there. I tell you, there are gremlins. Definitely gremlins in here. I'm going to put glue on there. Quite brave actually going for it, aren't I? Sticking it in. That's often the way that I'll work. If I'm working on a particular theme, then I like to make things that I'm going to put in it and then put them in so that I can see, and that includes the tags and things as well. And then that way I can see what I'm doing. I can see whether it's getting a full journal or not. Yay, we have success, and we can see the house through the window. So I like that. Crease it down well and proper. So we've got the little pocket there that's going to have a little tag in it, like that. And then this one will have, it's going to be a taller tag that I'll make to go there. But I'll have a session on making tags in a bit. And then I wanted to put this on there, and I still want to do that, so I'm just going to put that in there. So that's page 1 of that journal done. Oh, I've just sent my glue absolutely flying. Excuse me one moment. Gosh, karate chopped it off the table. This one is plainer, so I'll be doing a window tuck, an envelope tuck of some sort on here, but there isn't an image to look through, so I'll think about what I can do with that. While I've got you, I will do well, I'll try and do a couple of other things. I've made the CD envelopes that Amy has. She's started including these in the kits that she's doing, but there's also a kit of CD envelopes. So it's not a CD case, it's just the envelope that Amy includes, and I've just put some tracing paper in it, and I'll make a tag. I obviously copied on the inside of the CD before I cut it out, but I've made those, so they'll be going in the journal as well. These are going to be little pockets in the journal. Let me just cut them out. So these are just book pages. These are about 5 inches by just over 8.25. So just normal book pages, whatever size book page you want to use. Not set in stone, but it needs to be able to, when it's folded, obviously fit the journal that you're making. And I've already backed these onto paper, and you'll see why in just a moment. So yeah, that's going to be about 5 inches tall. And what I've done on both of them is back them onto this paper. And again, this is from Lorna, Tailor Made Journals. Again, I'm sure you'll agree, it just reminds me of snow. That's one. And that's going to be 2. Just cut the edges off. So they're going to be slightly narrower, because obviously I've glued them on the paper. But I'm not being precise with the measurements on it. So this is going to be the inside of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it, and as I say, it doesn't matter the size of it as long as it will fit a page in your journal. So it's going to go in my journal. I want the pages to overlap slightly, so that will be fine for that one, and it will go on there. It's not going to look like that when I've done. And then this one, I'm just going to fold one end in, one side in, and the other side in. So quick and easy one, this one. I'm going to cover these outsides, and I'm actually going to use, oh, I've left the glue off my lid, or even the lid off my glue. I've got a couple of Amy's papers that she's got in one of her other kits, and these are either from Dog Days or Cat's Meow, I think, and I think the William Morris type papers. And I know they're not winter, but I just think the colours look so nice. Oh, and I could do that one and use the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section out. And that's the other thing I like about these papers, is you can cut each individual pattern out and use them in your collaging. Not sure how tall I want it, so I'm just going to cut it out like that at the minute. And what do I want it to be? So this page is, so it's about 5 inches by 2 1/8. I don't think that's quite straight, actually. Does help, doesn't it, if it's a bit straight. So I'm going to put that 5 by 2 1/8. So 2 1/8. So I don't need that bit there. I save all these little bits because they're just fantastic to use for collaging. 2 1/8 by 5, I said, didn't I? About 5. There we go. And daffodils, that's a hint of spring, isn't it? We can dream, can't we? So that will go on there. And then this one is going to be 5 again. And that's going to be 2 inches. So I need to cut this at 2 inches. How are we doing for time? Not too bad. And then there's going to be 5. So let's get those glued on there. And then it depends how well I've glued them as to whether I'll stitch around it or not. Yeah, that's that side, isn't it? I can always trim it down. Get rid of that white bit in a moment. Yes, I can. Put this other side on. I must remember that this paper's actually directional, isn't it? My glue's very mushy today. You'd think it would be hard, wouldn't you, with the cold weather? Mind you, I guess it's not cold in the house, is it? So that was a silly thing to say, Carol. And then that, if I'm going to, I'll match it up to the crease, and then I can cut the other bit off. So I'm just looking for something to flatten that down with. It's not here. I had it here a minute ago, didn't I? Do you know, I swear there definitely are elves in this house that bamboozle me all the time, nick my stuff, and you turn round and it's come back again. I'm going to just trim that. Trim that. Trim that. It's all going on the floor, we don't care. We'll tidy up afterwards. And then that. And without really trying, I've kind of matched the pattern. Couldn't do that if I tried, to be quite honest. And just trim that off there. And then what I will do on that is just get the journal back so you can see what I'm doing. It'll just go on a page like so, not necessarily this one, and I will find a picture to go in the middle, and then that will open, and in there I will sew some extra little papers that can be ripped and used in the journal. So I'll leave that to the end because I tend to use the scraps that I've got and stitch them together in that, and then that will be a tuck at the back, so there'll be a tag that goes in there. So I do quite like that tag on that one, so that can be on there. And then this one, I want to use a brighter blue. I think I'm going to use these. How are we doing for time? Come on, Carol, you can do it. So I need one that's going to be, would you believe, 2 1/8, just the same. Let's cut this bit out. It always makes me smile when you fold things randomly and then it turns out that they're actually the same width. Bizarre, isn't it? Very bizarre. might like that actually. I know it's going in a different way. Let's have a look. I'll cut that to size, and then I'm gonna measure that one. It's about 2 inches. Cut it that bit bigger. It's easier then to cut it down, isn't it? So if we had that on there and that on there, and then we have an image on there, or would I prefer the darker? I think I prefer the darker. So I'll save that for later. So 2 1/8, didn't I? Sorry, am I muttering to myself? I feel I am. And it's about 5. If anybody can hear a funny noise in the background, my dog's here with me and she's got a poorly tummy. Her tummy is gurgling away like there's no tomorrow. I think I'll have to put that one that side. You can't because you didn't cut it. That one's going to go that side. Yep. She suffers sometimes with a poorly tummy, and her tummy gurgles and burgles like there's absolutely no tomorrow. And she just paces round. She won't eat anything. Up, off. She tries to hide somewhere. She's just trying to get in all my papers. So she's laid down now. So I've cut that one a bit short, but it doesn't matter because I'll just trim the book page to fit. So it's no problem. And I've left this one a bit long. I must have known. Just keep it that side of the crease. And I'll just trim that one down as well. I've actually, these images are from Amy's kits. She's got different images in different kits. So I've printed them twice because I'm doing 2 journals, if that makes sense. So my idea is each journal can have the images in because I've printed them more than once. So just because it goes in one doesn't mean it won't go in the other, if that makes sense. I'll just trim that one down a little bit. There we go. And then that may have that one. I just like it. I think it looks lovely. So I will attach this on here, and I will put something on the back just to cover that white and that as well. So that will go on there, and I'll ink the edges so that you can't see it, although I don't think it really matters. And then that one will have those lovely ladies on there, unless I find any other images that I prefer. And as I say, both of them will have extra papers stitched across there, and then it will stay closed once it's dried and it's been made, so it'll be fine. So I hope you like those, and I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye.